Welcome to the video. I've started this video because I decided on my bike I wanted to do something a bit different. There's other videos of my bike online. It's a 98 Fireblade. I had a few things on it, the Aprilia rear swinging arm and tuned motor and some other bits and bobs. Well, I thought I wanted a bit more power out of the bike, so I've decided to fit a new engine, and this video diary is all about that fitting of the engine. And the engine I've gone for is the CBR900 RR4 engine. And I'm going to transplant it into the frame and carry over the full fuel injection, all of the loom, all the electronics from the RR4. Now, I've started some of the work. I've actually managed to obtain a new frame because I didn't want to cut up my existing frame. Now, this frame is actually from a 96 bike, so it's slightly different. The frame, this is the CBR900 engine already sitting inside the frame. It's not finished. I've started some of the fabrication work. It doesn't just slide straight in. You have to do some modifications here because of the shape of the clutch cover here. It's very angled, so I've had to remove a slight piece from the frame there. So it's going to need some additional strengthening inside to make up for the material which has been removed. Also, I've had to remove the standard engine mounts which mount here. I'm having some custom supports made to run down and connect onto the engine mounts here, and the same on the other side, of course. And also the rear upper engine mount. I'm having some braces made for that as well, but retaining the lower engine mount, the standard CBR lower engine mount. There was a slight bit of machining required on the frame to fit that, but it's not too bad. So this is where we are. The machining which I've done on the frame to remove that and add in that cut out section there. As far as the rear upper engine mount, I'm going to put it on these braces which will I'll have blocks welded onto the frame which will support the rear there. On the left hand side there's no work required on the frame. Obviously we need new front mounts, which I've made up a wooden template for those. And for the rear mount you do have to remove a section. This lower frame normally comes to about there, so I've cut out a small corner to allow it to mount in on the lower, and I've checked the chain run lines up with my Aprilia rear arm on there. To fit the Aprilia arm, it's quite simple on the early blades. You just have to remove some of this material around the swinging arm mount. I've just basically ground that down with the grinder, and because you have a castle nut is used to secure it, you actually wind that in onto the swinging arm. So what you've actually ground off isn't a mating surface at all. It's just there for, you know, for no reason really, because your actual mount is on this castle nut. So that mounts to the inside of the arm, and then of course you don't touch the flat surface this side, so that remains level. And then you just have to space the triangles on the swinging arm, the suspension triangles, because they're slightly offset on the mount on the actual arm itself. Something else which is going to be happening as part of this rebuild is we'll be fitting this RS125 race seat onto the bike, which will give it a very racy look. This is the subframe for that, which mounts onto the mounts like so on the back, and then the plastic's go on top of that. So that'll be mounted. Also, I'll be using the CBR, the 012 digital dashboard as well. So that will need to be connected into the CBR RR4 loom, and then we'll see how much of the functionality I can get working on that. Obviously the shift lights and stuff won't be quite the same because of the rev limit difference. I think the new bike revs to another 1,000 revs or more, so we should start to see the lights come on about 12,000, and then but we'll see how much of that connectivity we can get working. Other stuff I'm just carrying over really is my rear sets, which were on the bike before. I've got a different tank because of the airbox on the RF4. I'm expecting it not to clear the inside of the tank, so I suspect I'm going to have part of this cut out and moved around slightly to make room for the airbox, and of course the fuel pump will need to be mounted to this, so I may build this out to add in some of the capacity which we've lost because of the cutout. So there's lots to do, lots to be thought about. This is my Bible, the Haynes manual, or the workshop manual, should I say, for the RR4 bike, with all the wiring diagrams, etc., which I'm going to need. So it's going to be challenging, so I'm going to hopefully put one of these videos up every week to record the progress, and we'll go from there. So thanks for watching, subscribe and you will see how it progresses. Thanks very much.